our next topic, Ann Reid. And this is another topic where I'm attacking Democrats because they're hypocrites, right? Their hypocrisy is showing and they're losing because of this. So Ann Reid went on a full Republican with her anti-Muslim rant. And like, I want to say.
So first of all, Ann Reid had a Muslim anti-Muslim rant.
Like Ann Reid, this Democrat pundit who sat the vast majority of the last 5 years really dismissing Bernie, attacking Bernie supporters, going off on people like Nina Turner, going off on people like Brianna Joy Gray, just on and on and on and on. In this video, Shauna caught her on her little rant. She went back on this video and captured it. So let's listen to what she said.
When leaders, let's say in the Muslim world, talk a lot of violent talk and encourage their supporters to be willing to commit violence, including on their own bodies, in order to win against whoever they decide is the enemy. We in the U.S. media describe that as they are radicalizing those people, particularly when they're radicalizing young people. That's how we talk about the way Muslims act. When you see what Donald Trump
she's
is doing,
comparing Trump's right-wingers radicalizing people against protesters to all Muslims radicalizing terrorists.
She didn't say...
But Muslims. That's a general statement to make, especially when we know that the only thing that's radical, the vast majority, not the only thing, the majority of what's radicalized violence against the United States is by our own doing. We literally have gone into the Middle East and pretty much sanctioned, attacked, bombed, stolen, colonized, and then wonder how people hate us. We're still doing it.
Or hate the government.
We're still doing it. Well, they hate us. A lot of people hate us.
They like Americans when they travel, right?
Well, a lot of people don't when we travel because we tend to be obnoxious when we travel. But that's another story for another time.
Generalizations.
Yeah, but we're just different when we travel. Like we occupy a lot of space. We're louder than other cultures. Other cultures are louder than us. But to compare that to Muslims, you're basically saying that Muslims are this being radicalized in the same way that Trump is radicalizing these right wingers, when Muslims are literally the outlet of our aggression and have been since the war in Iraq. In 2001, you started seeing so much hatred for the Muslim community. You started seeing people being attacked. I mean, I remember the ways young kids spoke about Muslim people and how young Muslim kids were treated when George Bush was the president. And so to repeat this in an effort to malign Republicans hurts the cause of the Black Lives Matter movement, because you're making it sound like comparing it to something that it's not, while simultaneously downgrading other people of color that aren't in your country. It just shows the U.S. exceptionalism and how the Democratic establishment thinks even lesser of people who aren't in this country. Like, these are brown and black people we bomb all the time. These are the same people that are allies, like Israel and Saudi Arabia, are committing genocide on. The Yemen people, there's an African slave trade. There's the Palestinians that are constantly, their houses are being destroyed. They're forced to destroy their houses because they don't have permits, because they're never going to get the permits because the Israeli government won't give it to them. But yet we're still maligning them as being these radicals that are going to come and bomb us when we are the ones putting bombs on them. Do we not see how disgusting that is, coming from a supposed black liberal, a supposed liberal who is supposed to be defending this movement? all it does is hurt the credibility of such movements and allows people to attack them when you become a hypocrite and apply in an effort to one up the Republicans, use these very, very stupid fallacies that make absolutely zero sense and are completely racially tone deaf against a Muslim people. Like, you're making a vast general statement on Muslim people, and Americans have done that for a very, very long time. And then we wonder why, we're in the situation we're in.
So you got this article here by Newsweek. It's from 2018, and it says Joy Reid's blog called Islam Incompatible with Free Speech.
Yeah.
What is this about?
So basically, this isn't anything new. Joy Reid has obviously said a lot of things against Muslims. This is back in 2013. And this is from MSNBC, the MSNBC host. They say, and this is a defunct blog that no longer exists, and they're saying it's not only anti-gay but anti-Muslim. And she said that her website had been hacked and that the homophobic posts were fabricated to smear her. But the posts found by the Washington Free Beacon appear to have been archived by the Library of Congress since 2006. And she says, here she says, my feelings is that the only reason that a world war between civilizations has not already broken out is that the vast majority of Muslims living in this world today are so desperately poor that they have the time, energy, and resources for only the occasional burst of AK-47 fire into the air from the garbage and sewage laden streets outside of their mud huts. Give them resources, and I fear that they will come after us everywhere that they can find us, which is to say everywhere. Another post discovered on her blogs, and this is her blog, though, stated that current iterations of Islam are largely incompatible with Western notions of free speech and expression, and thus, I'd say, with the Bushian dream of Western-style democracy for all. Joy Reid called it a salient Pontiac, that if more Muslims have resources, they will come after us everywhere that they can find us, which is to say everywhere. And she linked to the Gateway Pundit. So the Gateway Pundit is a right-wing website. So she's linking a lot of these sources of where she's coming from to the Gateway Pundit, and saying that the Islamic ideology is incompatible to free speech is like saying that all Christians are incompatible to free speech. Why is somehow Christianity or Judaism exempt from the same type of criticism?
Right. Right.
Of Islam.
Because like this is ridiculous. I can't believe she said this.
This is why there's no difference between these Democratic pundits and these right-wingers, because they have
the warmongers, fearmongers. Yeah. Look at that. That's just all. That's all fear-mongering. That's insane, and I can't believe it. Either she really believes that, or she knows what she's doing.
And it's sad because like she should know better. Like, and it really, like, what are you doing, Joy? Like, you're literally the other side of the coin.
So she says she got hacked?
She's saying she got hacked, yeah.
Oh, God damn.
But they found this from before, like they're way back in 2006. So, like I said, this is nothing new.
Well, back then, I mean, it was really bad.
That's true. Back then it was. A lot of people were really like, again, it was that whole, instead of going from the anti-war movement of the 60s and 70s, we went straight into the pro-war movement because they had to make you believe that those people in the Middle East were enemy.
9/11.
Exactly. Yeah. 9/11, which we, I don't want to say 9/11 was an inside job, but essentially to surmise, we literally, we fomented that. We gave the weapons for that to happen. We literally radicalized people by trying to colonize them.
The CIA did.
Yeah,
there was a CIA. I forgot what operation it was that they created Bin Laden and his group, and then to stir shit up in the Middle East.
And we vilify a lot of the leaders that said no to our exceptionalism, that stood up to our imperialism, just like we have vilified leaders, how our government, how the CIA, how the military-industrial complex have vilified leaders to get us to fear them and say we have to protect our country from these evil terrorists. That's the whole lie we were fed. That's why people went to war. Americans went to war to kill a lot of innocent people that they killed, and then came back with PTSD and came back with these issues that they couldn't get away from. This is why a lot of people who have served commit suicide on the daily, because they don't know how to handle that because of what they did. Yeah, in America, we glorify those people. We don't glorify veterans for their what their sacrifice was. We glorify them for killing people. And when they come back to this country, we let them be homeless. We let them be sick. We don't help them out. We don't care for our vets.
There's a lot of veterans out in the streets here in LA.
There are. We don't care for our vets. We don't. Like, you can put it in your car as a bumper sticker that you support your troops, but you don't support your troops by sending them to kill people in wars, or sending them to die, or sending them to be fucked up in the head, that when they come back, they want to kill themselves, or they go and kill other people, which has also happened because of PTSD. And all we do in Hollywood is create movies that glorify this. Saving Private Ryan. There was the one with I forget the guy's name, but he was the guy that was a sniper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we glorify that, but when it comes down to it, we really don't take care of our vets. So it's really, people lose. And because of our imperialism, people lose their lives there. Families are broken up. More hate against our government is built up on. We create this terrorism against us. We vilify countries like Syria for defending themselves against our imperialism. You know, Assad, he's this villainous guy. Maybe he's not an angel. Nobody is really saying he is, but really people are going to do what they're going to do to keep us out, right? I would. If I were over there, I would do what I had to do to keep U.S. imperialism out of my country, especially after seeing what we do time and again. So,
yeah, they call them terrorists, but if the situation was reversed,
right,
we'd be rebels,
right.
So,
exactly.
So there's a petition, isn't there, fam? Or there was.
There was. It seems like this petition was deleted. I'm not a huge fan of Move On, but there was a petition to have her apologize for the anti-Muslim bigotry. I remember when what's his face said something about Bernie Sanders, and he stepped down.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that Joy Reid can get away with saying this because guess what? Both the right and the Democratic Party, because I don't call them the left, the Democrats and the Republicans are okay with vilifying Muslims. They're okay with vilifying China. They're okay with vilifying Russians. They agree on that. They hold and shake hands when it comes to two things: power and war. When it comes to those things, they are in complete alignment. Everything else is fodder to divide the masses. And so that in itself is really alarming, and more people need to see that so they stop thinking that it's going to make a difference to vote in more people like Joe Biden, who voted for the war in Iraq, who wanted to build a wall since 2007, who was part of the Obama administration that led to the cages that were built under the Obama administration, who literally wrote the crime bill. You know, Joe Biden, who has voted with Republicans very conservatively, is now going to be the one opposing Donald Trump. From what? From what? You're not opposing him from the left. You're trying to go toe-to-toe with him from the right. He went out and attacked protesters too the other day. The same exact talking points. So just more proof that it's all two sides of one giant oligarchy.
And I try to find a petition maybe on Change.org, but there's been a bunch from 2017. Fire Joy Reid for repeated inflammatory comments. A boycott to remove Joy Ann Reid from MSNBC. 2017. It looks like that was a crazy year for her. Yeah, and they gave her a show in 2013. But
they're not going to fire her because she goes right in line with their defense industry contractors, with their narrative, with their pro-war imperialism. You can say you want to bomb people all you want. They're not going to fire you for that.
Right.
They're going to fire you for other things, saying more racist things, but they don't consider Muslims this people in America. I mean, in a lot of ways. We just don't. Muslims are still facing a lot of racism in this country, and it's really telling that and it's it's not just racism, it's the imperialism. It is that encompasses everything, because it's not the same people like Joy Ann Reid that are talking about Black Lives Matter in America are dismissing how her comments are racist in the context of the Muslim community.